What's up, guys? It's SuperKamiGuru9000 and I'm Corey, and this is the review of Naruto 542. Now, before I begin, you'll probably notice I'm alone this week. Christian is not going to be joining us for this review. Long story short, Christian is in school right now, and he's had some really important finals coming up, and obviously it's crunch time, and he's been doing a lot of studying. So he's basically taking a break this week. Gonna worry about that stuff, which is very important, and I'm gonna just take the reins solo this week, but he should be back again next time. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Naruto chapter 542. The flashbacks are abundant in this chapter, but at least there's a lot of cohesiveness to these flashbacks. You see, we are now delving into the past of Killer Bee, and this is something that I was really looking forward to, because other than Naruto and Gaara, there really hasn't been any other Jinchuriki we've seen in the anime or the manga series, which, you know, has been given a deep personality. The chapter itself opens in a pretty cool way. We get to see Killer Bee and the Raikage and another mysterious ninja we've never seen before. And they're on a mission back in the past, and, you know, it's just funny to see Killer Bee as a kid, you know, because he's always been rapping. I wonder where he got the inspiration to rap. I hope they get into that soon. I think it'd be pretty funny. But, otherwise, it's really interesting because they're, at the beginning there's this one new ninja who apparently is the current Jinchuriki of the Eight Tails, and he's basically lamenting to the Raikage about how this is such a burden. It's honestly the hardest thing that Bee's ever going to have to do. And he also brings up this new notion, which is a very big part of the chapter, is in order for Bee to fully understand and control the Eight Tails, he's going to have to fill a hole in his heart. Yeah, I know. It's kind of sentimental, cheesy, symbolic ridiculousness. The flashback continues, and it actually skips forward a little bit in time, and we get to see basically that the Jinchuriki we were just introduced to has just died. Yeah, but it's okay because Bee is actually going to be the brand new Jinchuriki, and we all know how things work out for him. But it's actually kind of funny. He does, you know, at the funeral service, Bee actually does like this little rap for him, you know. It's pretty cheesy, but I don't know. I can never get enough of Killer Bee stuff. I think he's great. But other than that, we get to see his progression a little bit more as an actual ninja. We get to see him and Raikage were on a previous mission against some hidden rock, hidden stone, whatever you want to call them, ninjas. And this one ninja sucks to be this guy. He ends up being the victim of a lariat attack from both Bee and Raikage. This chapter also gives us some really interesting development between the A and B brothers. We really get to see they are growing better as a team, and there's some really endearing words that come from the Raikage. We get to see I don't want to say a soft side of the Raikage, but we get to see a different side of him in this, and maybe it has something to do with the fact that he's younger. But it's really cool because, you know, we get them training together, and Raikage is basically, you know, letting him know, hey, you can tell me anything. We're brothers, and we're the strongest tag team, and they do their little fist bump thing. And, I don't know, these guys are the coolest team I've seen in the series. But the part of the chapter that came as a big surprise for me was towards the end. They skip ahead just a little bit more in time, and we can see now that Killer Bee is a lot older. He's gotten his famous tattoo, and he's got his duds on. You know, this is near, you know, Killer Bee that we're used to. And we can see that him and the Raikage and a few other Cloud Ninja are on this mission. And apparently, they're trying to get a hold of the Nine-Tailed Fox. It's pretty awesome. And, of course, they run into the fourth Hokage. And another thing in this chapter that's really cool is, you know, at this time, we know that, you know, the fourth Hokage is a friggin' badass. We know he's awesome. And it's great, because Killer Bee's there, and he's still young, and he doesn't even care. He's like, Jigga-Jack, you fucking whack! And then out of nowhere, this awesome battle just starts. And it's between, of course, the Raikage and the fourth Hokage, Minato. And it's awesome because, of course, the Raikage is the first one. He jumps up and he starts running towards him. And it's cool because he's drawn in this fashion where it basically looks like a giant, like, bolt of electricity on the ground. And he doesn't actually, like, physically appear until he's right in front of his opponent. And he jumps right in front of the Hokage. And it's awesome because, you know, Minato's got this look on his face. He's like, oh, shit. And his fist is, like, this close to him. But, you know, Minato's fast as shit. He's got his kunais thrown all over the place. So he's able to just teleport away from that. But he takes his chance after this. He tries to attack the Raikage, and he's bringing one of his kunai down on top of him. And then all of a sudden, boom! Freaking Killer Bee and his Eight Tails tentacle comes, and it knocks Raikage right out of the way. and Minato misses his target, but he does cut a little bit into the tentacle, but then he backs off immediately, because he realizes, holy crap, we got a Jinchuriki on our hands, and some of the Konoha ninja are like, let's get the crap out of here, we can't deal with this right now. Before the Hokage and his team retreat, though, the Hokage himself, he wants to recognize B's strength, and he lets him know, you're very, very powerful, and it's not like, you're not even like a Jinchuriki, you're like a perfect, true ninja, and you possess something special, or he calls it something very powerful. And, you know, at first the Raikage just writes it off, well, yeah, this kid's got a lot of talent, so what? And then the Hokage's like, no, he's like, hey, you have a great family, you know, and good followers, just like me. And then he's like, but next time we meet, we're putting the title of Kage on the line. The chapter ends with an interesting question from the Hokage, basically telling the Raikage, what is it your brother holds most important? And you're going to have to learn this, because if you don't, Killer Bee will be no longer a Jinchuriki, nor will he be a person. That was a good chapter, really, really good. And that's because, of course, we got a flashback that felt like it wasn't just pandering to the reader. It was a flashback that gave us something we wanted to know, and some interesting things about Killer Bee. And let's think about it this way. Of all the Jinchuriki that have been in the series, let's think about it. Their story has basically been non-existent and just sort of swept under the rug. But with this, we're actually getting to learn about Killer Bee, which is great, because we got to learn about Naruto, and we got to learn about Gaara. But all the other ones other than that, it looks like it's just up to the main three. But it was great to see Killer Bee in action. It was really cool to see the Raikage and 4th Hokage fight. I mean, that was awesome. I wish it could have been longer. But I have a feeling that it's not going to be done. I mean, when you think about the fact that, you know, Killer Bee has basically mastered that technique, the Bijou Ball, which isn't the Rasengan, you know, based on that? I have a feeling somewhere down the line, maybe in the next chapter, the flashback will continue. I think they're going to meet the 4th Hokage again. Because it's pretty obvious that we've seen in some of the things that were said before. The 4th Hokage definitely had something of an impact on Killer Bee, and maybe something on the Raikage as well. But that's really up to the author to do. I mean, his writing is all over the place. You never know what's going to happen. Which is my question for this week. Do you guys think that it's going to continue this flashback in the next chapter? Could it be another full, you know, flashback chapter? Could this go on for even longer? Who knows? Or maybe they'll get back to the war. Just let me know with your comments below. But as far as a rating for this chapter goes, 7.5. This chapter was just fun to read. It was a flashback that didn't feel like it was pandering to the viewer, and it wasn't boring at all. I love reading about Killer Bee, and maybe I'm a little biased in that, because frankly he's my second favorite character in this series. But it's just so much fun to watch him and see him rapping. It's hilarious, especially at that funeral service. I mean, that would seem so inappropriate if that was at anybody else's funeral. But because it's set within this universe and you're able to just let that go, I really enjoyed that. And again, the action was just great. But that's pretty much it. 7.5 out of 10. Join us next week. I'm sure Christian will be here again. And SuperKamiGuru9000, out.
SuperKamiGuru9000!